Welcome back, weary traveler, for another exciting episode of Fetch Quest. On our last episode, we met the steely-eyed detective Dirk Greysteel in the city of Bellamontico. Our heroes visited a croissant shop, some police were bribed, and then everyone got attacked by snake cultists. We pick up the action right after the fight, where someone has some explaining to do.
You guys were in the alleyway. Basically, you resuscitated one snake person, and then out from behind you in the shadows came Dirk Greysteel.
Woo! As he does.
And he told you that basically he was watching you guys, and he knows that you're now not snake people, essentially.
Woo! But that doesn't prove he isn't one.
Oh my god.
That's true. We never asked him.
Did we?
It's like being a cop. He has to tell us.
You have to tell us if you're a snake person. Otherwise,
Tell us
that's
if you're a
entrapment.
I'd like to think.
Are you a snake person? No, I'm a cop. That doesn't answer either of my
Did you ever
questions.
see 22 Jump Street?
No, I keep telling you no.
Okay. Where he sits down in class. The guy's like, "You're a fucking cop," and he's like, "No, what are you talking about?" I was like, "Dude, you're wearing your badge." He's like, "Can you just check to see if you're wearing your fucking badge, you cop?" Like, he started yelling at him, and it's so
That's
funny.
fucking awesome.
You're wearing your badge. You just check.
Made you look, bitch.
Fucking cop. Yeah.
All right, so I feel like that would be something Xavier would say, like, you know, are you a snake person? Because you have to tell us.
Are you now, or have you ever been a snake person?
Are you now, or have you ever been a snake person? Because it's entrapment if you don't tell me.
I can tell you definitively, that's a no.
Oh, okay, good. Because you had me scared there for a minute.
Yeah. I wouldn't be a snake person. And he just walks over and he just stabs the one on the ground.
Hey.
With
A Dirk?
yeah, Dirk. Yes.
Is it gray?
A gray steel
Is it
Dirk?
gray?
It's actually silver.
Just to fuck with your
he
filing
just
system.
ends the guy who I took such pains
Nope,
to...
he just stabs him.
Okay.
Just,
Yeah,
He stabs him in like the lower lung, so it's like a mostly mortal wound.
huh.
So he's just like, yeah.
You practicing your stabbing there, Chief?
The one that I wanted to
I hate these
interrogate.
guys.
I mean,
Now we got a time limit on him, so he'll tell us what we need to do.
I smack him upside the head with my mailed fist. He just stabbed an innocent, well, not innocent, but a useful asset.
Oh, I know. I was there.
We need to
I
stop
saw that
him.
happen.
I'm
He's
still
a dick.
nursing a wound that one gave me.
Yeah, but we could have found the rest, and now he can't even talk because he's breathing blood.
I mean,
Only in the one lung.
yeah, that's why you're given two, you know. So
That's why God gives you two lungs.
Yeah.
So one can be filled
guys
with
are
blood.
okay
Gonna
with
pull in his
just
lingula
summary
first.
stabbings?
Don't worry.
I'm not okay with it, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it right
All right,
now.
while everyone's standing around talking about it, Xavier like kneels down next to the guy, kind of like good cop, and is like, "Listen,
Cop who didn't stab you.
yeah, listen, yeah, it's bad cop and cop who
Drunk
didn't
cop.
stab you. Yeah, bad cop, drunk cop. You're in a lot of trouble. This isn't good cop, bad cop. Yeah. All right, so
Good cop, knife cop.
that's the brunt of it. So he leans down next to this guy and he goes, how you doing down there, sweet cheeks? You good? You good?
What are you wanting?
Mainly information.
We don't have it.
I mean, well, obviously you don't, but where can I find it?
You need to die.
I want to roll. Is there coercion in 5th Ed? I forgot.
You know there
You have
is.
an
It's
intimidation skill.
I know. I don't know.
It's been a month.
It's the only skill he uses.
How are you going to attempt to intimidate him? Let me know that first.
Okay, so
That's
Xavier's.
a good question, because he doesn't have a lot to fear at this point.
That's true. That's true.
We have 6 healing potions. We can
No.
just
I'm not
make-
wasting a healing potion on
Xavier
that
is
guy. Fuck him.
Xavier's gonna bring up the fact that that I'm gonna bluff because I'm gonna say we have a healer, so I can spend as much time as I want here, painfully killing you and then bringing you back to life, only to painfully kill you again, and I'll just do that over and over and over until some part of your consciousness tells me what I want.
Worth a try.
So
All right, so just make an intimidation check.
Gwyn knows he's bluffing, but still
We all
is
know
not
he's
okay
bluffing.
with this. Just like even the idea, not okay with it.
16.
16?
Yeah, let me just double check here. Yes, 16.
No, I must go back to Mershulk. You cannot delay my departure.
Oh, I'll delay your departure. I'll delay your departure so long that Mershulk doesn't even know who you are.
Give me a swift death.
No. And then he puts a hand on the knife wound that Dirk just gave him and leans on it.
All right, so as you do, blood pools by your palm.
And he says,
I'll have the healer bring you back to life, and then we'll do this all over again.
He's like a sponge filled with blood. It's the only thing that can go through my head right now.
please tell me that that's something Alden says in
Oh.
character.
It's very out of
That would
character.
be so bad. Oh, man. All right, so...
Good.
Any effect on the guy, or...?
He goes, what do you want to know?
I want to know where they're keeping it.
I
You
don't know
might
what
have
you're
to be more
talking about.
specific.
And he looks to you guys, and he kind of gives, like, the, anytime one of you wants to step in and play, like, good cop.
Xavier, I don't know what it is.
Or, like,
I don't think he does either.
What are you trying to get out of him, kid?
I need to know where...
oh, God, what was the guy? Who was the guy who turns into the horrible snake beast? What was his name? Not Drakmore. Jean Defree, yeah.
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 Where's Jean Defree?
I don't know anyone by that name. Then again, we don't ever talk about our flesh names.
Oh.
We don't talk about ourselves a lot. It's all business, really.
Yeah, it really seems like these guys are just all business, no play.
Where's your leader?
There's a simple one.
Our leader, your leader, they're all the same.
Oh, really? And what is that supposed to mean?
Passes that one.
He didn't die on the spot yet. We're waiting for it.
Anytime one of you guys want to step in and help this interrogation along.
What the hell do you
I'm
want
not
from me?
okay with this.
We're all around you. You can't escape us
Okay. And
that easily.
Xavier just stands up and he's like,
All right. I tried my hand at interrogation, and I'm not very good at it. So,
Well, I'm not. Well, I mean,
When you
don't
stand
look
up,
at me.
you look at your palm and you notice it's burned, chemically burned. One of your palms.
Xavier, how'd that happen?
well,
Looks like it hurts. You all right?
it's...
And he passes. He shifts upon this snake coil, I guess. Mortal snake coil. Coiled mortal snake.
I mean,
If you're gonna go with the
Mortal
snake thing,
coil.
like sheds his mortal skin or something.
His mortal coil.
just own it
Yeah.
at this point.
he does a snake thing and dies.
So I,
There's
I'm
a
not
whole
good with words.
scale of these things.
Snake shit and then dead.
I figure Xavier is
Hiss,
probably...
hiss, ack, dead.
Ack, Mars attacks. I figure Xavier's probably sharp enough to put two and two together. And that this was from that. I mean,
Yeah, from the one you pressed down on his
Yeah,
chest.
so he says, well, I pressed down on his chest to try and scare him, and yeah, I think their blood is poisonous and also has acidic quality to it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's no good.
No, it's not.
Don't let them bleed on you, then.
As not okay with this as I am, we should probably get a bottle and take some of that.
I mean, you can just scrape it off my hand. You don't have to...
No, that's used. It's probably already neutralized, but
I can assure you, he stands there like a light sizzle can be heard. He's like,
then go to the well and get it off.
I will in a minute.
Don't dunk your hand in the well. Just get the bucket and rinse it out. But you need that arm to shoot with.
I know.
Go
All right.
now.
he goes to a nearby well
What a
to rinse his
nerd.
hand off. All right, so that was
So that guy's dead now, right?
Yep.
I hate cleaning these things up.
How many of these have you killed?
Don't check the rain barrels.
And he just starts stuffing the snake body into a barrel off to the side of the street.
People drink out of those.
Not
more
these
than-
ones.
I'd like to think that he's been operating here so long that there's just like 50% of the water supply is contaminated with dead snake people.
He's been busy.
It's been a busy season.
No matter how many bodies I hide in this town, not a single one of them makes it to the public eye.
Is he secretly like the bad guy from Heavy Rain?
Is he really fat? You have to tell me if he's really fat.
Do I yell Sean a lot? Is that a thing I do?
Sean.
Sean!
Sean Simulator 2017. Or whenever that game came out.
Not 2017, I'll tell you that.
Xavier comes back from the well having rinsed it in somebody's water supply.
I told you to
With,
use
not
the
in.
bucket.
I used a bucket. It was somebody's bucket. I mean, everything is somebody's in this town. That's how taxes work, right?
Don't
Go
start
believe
about that.
Go get that bucket so some child doesn't drink out of it.
I burned the bucket. Don't worry about it.
You're lying. I would have smelled. Go get the well's right
Fine,
there. We were
fine.
watching you.
I'll-
Go get the
I'll
bucket.
do it.
All right, fine. You go get the bucket. What are we doing with the dead guy?
You
Oh, he's been
see
stuffed in a barrel already.
What?
Dirk is pounding the lid on with the pommel of one of his daggers.
Xavier actually goes, wait, what? Why are we putting people in barrels?
Don't look at me. I'm taking care of your well disaster.
Because the Cooper costs less than the coffin maker in this town.
You're a fucking Clint Eastwood character? What is this? That would explain the face you make every time you do that voice, though.
I fucking love this character.
I do too, but Gwyn just wants to kill him.
I fucking love this character. I just want to tell you that.
All right, well,
All right.
I guess I should show you guys how deep this thing really goes.
It's kind of hoping you would. Cause,
Don't say it like that.
what, like the barrel you stuffed that guy in? I can't do it.
You guys can follow me to my office.
All right, you got it, Chief.
So, back to the police station.
What, does he fucking work at the police station, too?
He works out of the police station.
Embarrassing. For him, mostly. For
Yeah, right.
Paul, mostly.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could get your 200 back. Or at least the 150 they haven't paid to the whore yet.
Yeah, right.
Oh, no. They paid that
50
money.
of those golds are definitely in somebody's reproductive organs right now. I guarantee you that.
What troubles me is that sentence isn't very specific.
Yeah.
That could be anything.
I'm thinking about the size of a quantity of 50 GP because one gold piece is supposed to be the size of like a Morgan silver dollar, which is a big coin in case you've never seen them.
But it's gold, so it's malleable.
I still don't think you could fit 50 of them
Apply heat.
in.
Well, it didn't say all 50 are in one person.
No. You spread it out. You put like 2 in that person over there.
That's how communism works.
Yeah, exactly.
You redistribute wealth to the people.
People at the strip club.
Yeah.
You know,
This is
there
very
are
hands-on
times.
communism.
That's
This
why
is
I,
all in character too.
No.
As we're
I'm
walking
not doing
through
my
the
character
station.
voice. Damn it.
I feel like Alden is not somebody who would be talking about
Yeah,
redistributing
your
whore
mother,
coins.
your mother would be ashamed of you, Alden.
Just because you don't do a character voice doesn't mean the rest of us are beholden to your laws.
Your fucking weird triangle laws. I don't fucking know. I had
Hey,
something.
if the tangent wants to take out a loan, he needs someone to co-sign.
Get
Go
out.
home.
Thank you. Thank you. Get
Can it
out.
be a cotangent?
Xavier leaves.
Tom, advance the plot. For the love of God, I'm begging
All
you.
right. So you guys arrive back to the police station, and you walk past where you've been towards what looks like an investigator's wing, where there's small offices. They look like they are quite a bit shabbier. And Dirk's looks quite Spartan. There's not much on any of the shelves or anything, but it's very clean in there.
Is there one of those crazy like string and picture diagrams? The,
I was
the
about to ask
classic.
Yes, there is one with red yarn going from one drawing to another drawing,
Pepe Silvia.
and it has some faces on it that are mostly unrecognizable to you, and there is one drawing of a serpent.
Is there like a map with little thumbtacks in all the water barrels?
No, no.
Otherwise, this thing would be saturated with red tacks. Oh, man.
What's this board full of tacks you've got over on the wall here?
That's a map of the city.
Really?
That's mostly for the tax collector.
Nice. You and me gotta trade notes.
That's a joke I tell everybody who comes into my office.
All right, so chairs,
comes anymore.
places to sit in this office.
There's one stool.
All right.
It's pretty low to the ground.
I'll stand. It's fine.
Xavier pops the squat and kind of expectantly waiting. Goes, all right. You seem like the man with the plan. What are we dealing with here?
What we're dealing with is a conspiracy. I don't know how long it's been infesting our city, but I know it's been here since I've gotten here.
Xavier visually perks up.
The moment you said conspiracy.
Wait, please. I'm already hard.
Ew.
Well, you see, I don't know who's controlling this operation. I haven't figured out any of the heads of this serpent, but what I can tell you is that involves a lot of people in this city. A lot of people are in on this snake thing.
Well, I can safely say that the one of the assistants to the crown in the last town we were in is definitely not a person anymore, and is more of like a meat monster now, and has moved on to here. Does the name Jean Defree ring any bells to you?
No, doesn't ring any bells to me. But he might ring a few bells in this city if he came through here. You said he's a meat monster?
Some kind of horrible abomination.
Well, I mean, he might not be that all the time. Maybe sometimes not meaty.
I mean...
Well, if you could give a description to our caricature artist, then that'd probably be good for all of us.
All right.
Snake demon. That's about as good as we can
Snake
do.
demon. I thought you said he was a meat monster.
Yeah, he started out as a guy, and then he did a
Right.
soul ritual. It was weird. I
Soul
don't really
ritual?
get it. And all of his human skin flayed off as he was teleporting around
Molting,
and making
yes.
horrible meat golems for us to fight. And then he was a flying snake demon. It was
It sounds
gross.
more powerful than any of the ones I've encountered. You said he headed here?
There was something about the full moon in a ritual, and he always comes up here.
Yeah, they
moon.
kept saying that he had family in Belmontico.
Yeah, but it's not the full moon yet, is it?
Yeah, we still have a couple
Did he
days.
say family or family?
They didn't...
Air quotes might have been involved.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they were kind of ambiguous about the whole family thing.
It was implied air quotes.
Well,
Yeah.
I hate to tell you, but you guys walked into the Viper Pit.
Like, literally?
It's a lot different than the Viper Room, trust me. The Viper Pit is just full of snakes that are mean and bite. Venomous. You're probably gonna die.
I think that one got away from you a little bit, right?
I know I'm being watched. As I said, every body I leave in a barrel, none of them make it to the public eye, and let me tell you, I've watched one for 5 days without a single person touching it.
You have a lot of free time, don't you?
A couple of hours I walked away, it was empty.
Well, let me tell you something. The cops here are as crooked as the city streets of this city. Like, I don't think I...
Crooked.
It's a grid
The
system,
cops
though.
here are almost
Yeah.
serpentine. They're so crooked.
I get where you're going with that. Also, they took a bunch of money from me, and yeah, so you don't have to convince me that the cops here are on the dole of somebody else.
Money? He walks over and he grabs you by the scruff of your shirt and he goes, "You're worried about some money?
I mean, a little bit.
My town is falling apart at the seams due to snakes. Something about Mershulk."
Yeah, I know. You might just let me go for a minute and we can talk this over.
He drops you and turns around and looks at the board again.
By the way, my town doesn't exist anymore. Just as a heads up.
It's not related to the snake people, though.
I know.
It's a different thing.
Well, I mean, sort of related to snake people.
Well, a
They kind of
little.
killed the king.
A little.
I mean,
Regicide isn't beneath the snake. The snake thinks it's above the laws.
the snake just seems to want to consume.
I can't tell if you're talking in metaphors.
He just
We're
sort
talking
of,
about literal snakes, right?
he sort of looks at you and then looks away back
Because
at the picture.
they are snakes.
I mean, he did call this place the Viper Pit. I think.
Yeah.
I think that was a literal thing.
It might have been.
Is that a literal thing?
It's
Is this place
ambiguous.
full of snake people?
It may be. Did you see those men's eyes who attacked you?
I mean, yeah, they looked like snakes.
I saw the fangs that they bit my horse with.
Yeah.
The city has a lot of
They
potential.
bit my horse.
Yeah, I've never seen a man willingly bite a horse, so I'm fairly certain that something's wrong here.
I mean, one time when I was... Never mind. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Now, I once knew a guy who punched a horse to the ground, but that's a completely different kettle of fish.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, you met him
Mongo.
too.
You know, he did hit Indy, but it was so impressive I wasn't even mad. Indy forgave him too. It was impressive.
But yeah, so
If you punch a horse hard enough, you win its friendship.
That is not true.
That's horse
but
law.
and Xavier pulls out the horse book from the other town. He goes, it's actually in here. Let me just find it.
That's a fact of horse law.
Well, if you guys want to join me in my investigation, you can meet me in the city square at about an hour before noon.
Why? What's happening then?
Oh, one of the people high up on my list is going to show up there. And he sort of taps the board, and it's a man with like long blonde hair, and he seems to be wearing a rich furred coat.
Do I recognize him?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I forgot. Did we have lodging here or not?
yeah, we've got a room at the Shady Inn,
Nice.
but it's ours now.
Yeah, right?
We done won it.
Perfect.
Just be careful going back to your rooms. I'll see you guys in the morning.
And he sort of leans back in his chair and puts his feet up on the desk.
Does he have a cantrip just always in this office that makes it grayscale?
You walk in as noir. There's just colors.
Jazz is
Yeah.
playing in the
Desaturates
background.
itself.
Yeah.
He hired somebody to set a continual light outside the window so it always slants in through the blinds.
Pair of legs just always like standing right outside the door.
There's always just legs, nothing attached to them,
No.
but they go on for days.
I could go on about those legs for days.
Woof.
Well, let's go back to the inn
Yeah, might
wait.
as well.
a day.
I mean, I could definitely use a sleep and a bandage.
Yeah. We're not in his office in his earshot anymore right now, right? We're walking out.
Yeah, I'd say like
Like
we're out.
him.
So
We're out in
Okay.
front of the police station. Like,
If we have more information from 3 days than he has for however long he's been leaving bodies in rain barrels, I don't think we need him.
well,
At all.
You saw
And
he's obviously not an interrogator. He just stabbed that guy.
yeah, exactly. Although to be
Right.
fair, neither am I.
He's
So we
kind of psychotic and horrifying, and I don't think we should work with him.
well, I mean,
Maybe he just has potential. That's all.
I-
That just puts
And
him
we
on the list.
really
wait,
should
you
work
don't
with
think
him.
he has potential, do you?
Eh,
I mean, the
50-50.
cops that fleeced me, they
yeah,
definitely have potential.
Definitely.
But man, this is
Just for safety's sake, I'm going to assume that everyone in this entire city, just potentially.
I mean, I'll tell you what.
Probably safe.
That's how I think all the time, and it's actually done me wonders over the years.
It's not going to keep horses from being bit, but,
I pat Indy consolingly.
I mean, everything was fine until somebody bit a horse, and then things got really weird.
then things got strange.
Yeah, I mean, it's really strange. So I say, this is just me here, I say we see what happens tomorrow around
Yeah.
noon.
Yeah.
We should definitely go and see what happens, but I don't think we should align
Oh,
ourselves
no.
with him at all.
Normally, I would leave the paranoia to Xavier, but in this particular case, I think maybe it's a good idea.
Wait, then I have an idea. I need you two to wait here. I'll be right back.
I already don't like where this is going.
I walk
Yeah,
back inside and go to his office. I knock on the door frame. Yeah.
Hello?
Dirk. There's
Yeah.
it's Xavier. There's something I gotta tell you.
You can come on in,
All right.
friend.
Here's
There's clouds in the room. He seems to be smoking, and it's a pipe he's smoking.
I'm gonna lay it out for you real easy. We're investigating this whole situation on the hush hush. And we can't be
Yeah, I just invited you to.
No, I know, but I'm saying we're investigating it from our town that was burned to the ground by this entity.
Oh? And he sort of sits up in his chair.
Yeah, when I said my town doesn't exist anymore, I meant like the head was cut off of our metaphorical snake, so to speak.
Don't
The
use
king was
snake
murdered.
metaphors. It gets confusing.
Okay. Long story short, the prince and the king were both murdered. I won't mix snake metaphors here. I won't mince words.
I heard about that.
And he throws a paper down in front of you. It's sort of like a broadsheet.
He picks it up and eyes it over
Yes.
because he wants to have this scene.
Wrecked mock regicide,
Yeah.
rocks.
And
Regent.
so there's a how do I put this? There's a placeholder king there right now.
Yeah, the regent.
Yeah, that's what these noble lizard people use. So let me just be real
He's
clear
a
with
snake
you.
as well.
The different levels of snake people. We'll come back to it. We'll circle back to that one. All right, so here's the deal. We can't be seen associating with the constabulary. We have to still remain as outsiders. So we're totally going to help you. But you can't acknowledge that you know us. Otherwise, we might blow each other's covers. You hear me?
You're probably already on whoever's shit list, but I don't mind. I sort of like to work alone anyways.
Sounds good. So when we see you tomorrow, you don't know us, we don't know you, but just know we're on the same side. You hear me?
All right.
He tosses the dossier back over to Dirk lands it on his desk and turns around and heads out. We'll see you tomorrow. Or
Dirk nods and then
We
takes
won't.
another long puff.
Xavier walks back out of the police station and goes, "All right, I think I solved that. Issue."
Okay, that's
Basically.
good.
All right.
He's on our side, but just try to keep interaction with him at a minimum.
Not a problem.
Yeah. So now we can go get some shut eye.
Finally.
Indy snorts approvingly.
Then we get attacked by
Poor
snake people.
bit ass.
Fuck!
Why are there so many in here?
The snake people.
I'm just imagining it like FF7. You walk like 4 feet. Snake people.
The screen keeps spinning around. I'm gonna get sick.
Fucking white. Just an iris in. Fine. Okay, another fight. Got it.
Smash cut. I'll take a smash cut.
Literally anything. Give me blinds. I'll take a blinds.
One of
Star
those
Wipe.
like I was gonna say
Wipe, yes.
Microsoft Star Wipe.
Nope. It's just always an iris. Okay, always an iris in. Got it.
Star Wars.
All right.
Let's get some rest.
Yep.
All right. So
I'm gonna assume that Darren, who we did bring to the city with us, has just been in our rooms keeping watch because we learned our lesson
yeah, right.
about leaving our unlocked rooms unlocked.
Because we don't want to have ambush o'clock happen again.
He nods to you. It seems like he's still cleaning up a little bit. No, it was hours and hours ago.
Well, he needed something to do anyway.
He was spending most of his time singing to himself because he's a world-class bard. We just can't hear it.
And people in the inn were like, "Who's singing 2 blocks away?"
That must be a really, really
Good
proud
bar down
busker.
the street. I just can't find him. I keep going to different bars.
Man, that's
I
a
want to give him money. He's not anywhere.
it's a dedicated busker. It's like 4 a.m.
All right, so you guys sort of
Have a
doff
good-
your armor, head to bed. The sun's gone down, the moon's come up, and long ago
Somebody left
with
with
a
the cup.
snake cup.
Oh my god, that works. No. No.
All right, so you guys wake up and you know that you probably have about 10, 15 minutes after you get out of there eating breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that comes with the rooms.
The same crappy slop.
Yes,
we-
it's gruel, but it's gruel with a side of pork belly,
Oh,
which is
Gruel and
pan
pork belly.
fried,
Xavier fucking loves that.
pan fried pork belly and gruel.
He's just happily chomping that down. Like, this is the best, man. It's like the best hotel food.
Well, it's the only hotel food.
Yeah, exactly.
What's a hotel?
I don't know. So do we have a plan?
Sorry, I misspoke. Hostile.
Ah, there we go.
Hostile where?
So you guys sort of start walking to the square. You're like, expecting some sort of like weird rendezvous with somebody. And as you get towards the town square, there's just people lined up. The whole town square is full of people, and there is a small stage that has some nobility on it.
Oh no.
Any nobility we recognize?
So you see that a man is
blonde,
speaking.
maybe?
He has a nice necklace with 3 green jewels on it, and he has a nice pencil-thin mustache, and he has a long silk coat that he's wearing, and you expect that to be Lord Lombard.
Okay.
Yes, and
Of course
this
he has
next-
that voice.
mayoral race, I would like to welcome onto the stage a man who is campaigning to be your next mayor, Mayor Dunn. And everybody starts clapping. So,
Dunn, does he have a last name or
nope.
just Dunn?
Just
All right.
Mayor Dunn.
That's cool.
His parents were naming him, and then they were done.
He has a first name, but I don't think.
Is there
There's
per
anybody.
Damien's last thing? Is there anyone on the stage that we recognize?
You see a man who walks up with the mayor. He has long blonde hair, and he's wearing a rich coat that's velvet with large furs on top of it. There probably in this vicinity is about 80 guards in order to hold the crowd back.
Alden starts nudging
is-
Xavier like, that's the guy.
Yeah,
That's him.
that's the guy. So what do we do?
I am Mayor Dunn, and I would like to be reelected by you, the people.
I got a really bad feeling about this.
How much potential do you think he has?
A lot.
With me, I would like to introduce to you a man who is new in town, but has made such a good impression on me.
Oh, that's potential.
That's a lot of potential.
This is another lord, Pent Addison.
Oh,
Now, Sir
Really?
Pent, I would like to ask you a few questions, Sir Pent.
Xavier looks over to
Now,
Alden
what do
and
you
goes,
think you can bring forth to this town? He
How
sort of
easily do you
meanders.
think I could headshot this guy from this distance?
yeah. I mean, hold back.
You'd have to at least get up to the roofs.
I mean, we saw what happened in that cave. If they do it on this stage, it's basically that, but on a much bigger scale.
Well, look, I think there's a library near here you could probably perch up from, maybe get a good view.
There is the bell tower.
He's over in front of the knoll here.
There's also a book.
Scroll repository?
There's a scroll depository over on the other side of town.
Look at that nice grassy knoll he's standing on.
I don't think you could do it alone. I think we should try for 2 angles.
Yeah, exactly. We need to have another shooter
Or
set up.
some sort of a magic arrow.
Don't be ridiculous. That doesn't exist.
Actually, my grandpa did have one at one point. That's how he took down. No, wait, I'm not supposed to tell that story.
No, you're not supposed to say that one. Was your grandfather named Zapruder by any chance? Yeah, this really popular film.
Sketches. Zapruder sketches.
the Zapruder sketches. This took a really dark turn.
From us. Please continue, Tom.
All right, so while we're strategizing as to what the fuck
How to
do,
assassinate a man.
You see, Lord Lombard is sort of applauding and giving his support for this man Mayor Dunn, who was their previous mayor, who's going up for re-election. Sir Pent Addison is sort of off to the side, and he's just whispering in his ear every once in a while. You have a classic worm tongue going on, and it's just really hard.
How is shouting from the crowd, look at him!
How is
at
nobody
him.
picking up on this?
Yes.
I'm assuming that as she is in character going, come on, look at him! The people in the crowd are like turning to look.
I mean, if you wanted a distraction, all you have to do is ask. All you gotta
We
do.
need a plan first.
Okay, so
Let's wait and see what Dirk had going.
He's going to do the same thing that we were
We hear from the other end of the crowd, look at him!
looks like a fucking snake. You're a freak.
You keep saying that about every politician. I know, they all look like snakes.
Is that racist? I feel like that's racist. That's speciesist.
So look around. Let's see if you notice Dirk.
Yes.
So I'm going to have you guys just roll a perception check. We're looking for about an 18.
All right, using my new die.
Nope. I know.
No.
This is a lot of people.
Yep. So
I
the peop-
got a
I hit it.
7.
you hit it?
Yeah, 18
Oh.
All right.
exactly.
So you guys are looking around, and it's just a press of bodies. And Alden, you sort of step up on a box that looks like it's full of lye and fat.
much
and
like
you
the
sort of-
politicians. Ha
Zing.
You've been listening
Sorry, I
to Xavier
couldn't-
too
It's,
much.
Stop
it's,
myself.
so it's full of lye and fat. And you sort of just step on it.
What's about
and
continue.
Sorry.
so I appreciate that. So you're standing on this box, sort of looking around, and you sort of spot him, and he is taking notes. He has a quill and a parchment book, folio.
Okay.
Leather bound.
Alden gets a good look and doesn't draw a lot of attention, but is like, oh, I see Dirk. He's over there. It looks like he's getting some notes down. I guess he's gathering info right now.
Huh.
If he has a plan, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I certainly hope he has a plan and doesn't just make a scene.
I kind of hope he does.
Yeah.
Could be fun.
Well, I mean, if he makes a scene, let's say somehow a massive diversion occurs, then what are we supposed to do?
It's a good question. I got nothing.
He gestures to Guinevere like, all right, you're the noble. Call
Look,
it.
Xavier, I'm not an idea, man.
I mean, neither am I. I mean, well, I am, but, different kinds of ideas.
No matter what happens, we should definitely keep an eye on where Snaky McSnakerson goes.
Okay, that's a given. Yeah.
He's on
Yeah.
a stage. It's
Right.
not going to be hard.
Well, if our friend decides to do something, he may have to beat a hasty retreat from the stage.
Xavier,
so-
you're the fastest runner, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty quick on my feet.
Why don't you get on the stage, but get close to it, just in case he tries to make a break. You can follow him.
All right, sounds good.
I'm gonna actually try and stealth my way up so I can just slip through the crowd.
All right, and just sneak up on Dirk.
Yeah, no, not on Dirk, but on like the stage. You mean like on the stage in case like one of the
Yeah.
guys up there? Okay,
We're watching for Mr. Adderson.
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak up so I'm in a position where I've got Mr. Adderson pretty much covered, no matter what direction he goes.
Yeah, he's on the stage, and there's like a press of guards just standing around it. So like people
Yeah,
can't
you don't
just
need
run
to
up
get
on the
past the
stage
guards.
and
Just
But like you know,
you
Actually-
don't want to be too far away from him. Is my thinking. Like if he splits, you don't want to fucking. He has a 40-foot lead on you through a crowd.
yeah, which would be fucking
with guards.
Yeah, that's a
no
bad,
fucking
bad
good.
look.
That is a 16 for. Oh wait, nope. Hang on, that's plus a modifier. Plus that.
It's Dex and your
Yeah.
proficiency if you have it.
Oh, that's 19. Sorry, that's a 19.
All right, so the guards have a 16 plus 2, so they only have an 18 for their perception. So they're sort of standing there. They don't. I mean, you don't really stand out to them.
I'm
As
like
you sort of press up you
yeah. I blend in enough.
with the regular peasants who are just staring.
He's wearing a dirty coat and like kind of tattered pants.
Mayor Dunn is up there
Yeah.
talking about Pent. Is like, Pent here is an investment wizard. I didn't believe it at first. I gave him
He's a deal.
what was it? 200 gold pieces? I gave him 200 gold pieces, and the next day he returns to me 400 gold pieces. So that's when I was just started throwing money. I mean, I'm probably, what do you think, Pent? About 30,000 gold deep? And Pent's like, yes, yeah, probably about that. And he's like, and I'm, oh man, the returns are so nice. I mean, I suggest you all frequent him, but when you're not, I think you should vote. Vote for me, Mayor Dunn. And we're going to take this city to new directions. We're going to make it profitable again.
Alden is.
I know what you guys like. You guys like gold.
Alden is just whispering to Gwen, like, it's not much of a platform, is it?
Yeah, they
It
want
doesn't seem like he's going anywhere with it.
No.
Xavier
He
just
doesn't
goes,
have
Yeah, they
anything.
want to take to so many new directions, don't you?
Subtle. I like it.
Are you just saying that to yourself?
Yeah,
'Cause you're
he-
like 40 feet away from us
he's
now.
doing that thing where he's like standing with his arms crossed, like, yeah, you want to take it to so many directions, do you, buddy?
All right, so you guys walk over to Dirk. Here, Dirk, he's like, there's 78 guards. Looks like they probably have another envoy because they're circulating in and out. And it seems like they want us to invest money, question mark? Gold, question mark? What is
Is
their
that part
motives?
important? Is that part important?
He's like,
maybe.
well, I don't know what... They seem to have an affinity for gold. Not
doesn't?
currency or money, but actual material gold.
That's fine. That's normal.
I can't understand that. I prefer silver, but
Actually, do you mind if I kind of cut back something and kind of retcon something in there? Because I totally
go
forgot.
for it.
I feel like there should be some kind of a word established where, like, if we suddenly need to, like, leave, like, we'll say a word of some kind.
Potential.
potential.
Yeah, like, okay, like-
yeah, because we didn't set it up, but I'm sure that if we screamed
Yeah.
potential,
All right.
We'll get
we'd
it.
get it. Yeah.
Like, Xavier just knows that shit's about to pop off in a major way. It's time to leave. Not to just completely fucking steal that.
Both second winds and action surges are coming out right now.
Yeah, right. All right, so Xavier is still standing up by the guards, like right on the other side of Mr. fucking Villain of the Week. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
can you
this
see
guy's
his
evil.
scales this close?
Yeah, I was going to say, do I notice anything about this guy standing this close?
Yes. So when you're standing closer to him, he seems to be almost albino, where his eyes are like pinkish,
Oh.
and he's pale.
I want to roll a perception check to see if I notice how he blinks.
All right.
Nictating membranes.
That might be
You know,
pretty...
I've played enough games with Tom that I have this also suspicion that this guy is totally normal.
Yeah, he's just
There's nothing. He's just weird.
he's just an
Oh.
albino and has been discriminated against his entire life.
26.
Struggle.
For his name.
26.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't blink?
He doesn't.
I called it.
What the fuck?
That's normal.
All right.
That's fine.
Do I notice
Yeah,
anything
have you ever
else?
seen me blink? Really?
Do I notice anything about him besides the fact that he doesn't blink seem weird?
No. He does whisper into the mayor's ear quite a bit, but you have a suspicion that he may be helping the mayor write his speeches because
On the fly.
Yeah, right.
they're less about his campaign and more about how
sweet
people
this
should
guy
live their
is.
lives.
Money for the money god. Yeah. Can I use that perception roll to see if I pick up on anything else weird happening in the crowd? No?
You do notice that the guards in front of you that you're looking past seem like they're sweating a little bit, like they're kind of tense that something's going to happen.
I pat one of them. Hey, you all right?
It's hot. Give me some water. And he's sort of, shove off
I take some water out of my sack and hand it to him.
a water skin. He goes,
Yeah.
right. And he pours it over himself with his mouth open.
You all right, buddy? You seem like you're kind of sweating there. I mean, it's not that hot out here.
And he grabs his spear back up and he's like, thank you right kindly for that.
No problem, man. No problem. I hate to see a guy sweating out here in the heat. Hey, who is this guy, by the way, up there?
Oh, yeah. People don't really like him very much.
Oh, yeah? Why's that?
Sir Addison up there. He sort of made a bad name for himself. A lot of people haven't been getting their money back.
Oh. Oh, no. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see why that would be a problem. I mean, I'll be honest.
A little afraid for the city, but we got the right to speak.
Where's the money going?
I don't know. You want me to follow the gold trail? I ain't no good with ledgers.
Well, hey, that's all right. And he
Sorta
pats him on the
gets
shoulder.
defensive.
He pats him on the shoulder. He goes, I might know someone who is.
Yeah.
Thanks, though.
Well, I could tell you right fine. If you read the ledgers, that'd probably be a good idea to find out a gold trail.
I like the sound of that, man. I like the sound of
I
that
do
a lot.
too. Gold trail.
Do you
I'm
any-
penning a book right now. My wife's writing it. I can't really write.
you
But
ever
Gold
read?
Trail's a pretty good name for
Is
it.
he related to Cliff?
Have you ever read any books by about Detective Grisham?
Detective Grisham novels.
Sorry, can't read.
My wife reads them to me all the time.
Let me guess, you can't read.
I like this part where he was in the ski lodge and the two women and they took his crossbow and they
All right.
split it through it, but he had a dirk and it was banded to his back with gauze.
All right. That is really. We need to catch up. We'll have a book club or something. Wait right here. I'll be right back. And he sneaks his way back through the crowd to where Alden is kind of adjusting for their new position, and comes out of the crowd. So, anything new?
No, just been watching the speech. What are you doing here?
Okay, so apparently this guy on the stage is not really in this town's favor very much.
I could have guessed that.
Well, yeah, he's shady.
Look at him.
Yeah, the
Oh,
money
why?
apparently is not coming back as quickly as the mayoral candidate would like to interpret.
I feel like fiscal irresponsibility isn't really my purview so much as the snake
Yeah,
people
lots of
thing.
politicians are fiscally irresponsible.
Yeah, that's a normal thing.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's like it's a lot of money that's going missing.
That's fine.
So
Unless it's money to build like some sort of a snake cult temple. That would be interesting to me, but this is not.
Where would it be?
right here,
I mean, you got a lot of people to turn into your pawns,
I mean, that is true.
and you got a stage to do it. Trust me, the last time we were in a situation like this, it was pretty much the same, except it took place in a cave instead of a town square.
But I have an idea of how we might get close.
Oh, God.
In the last town, the snake cult was mostly nobles and movers and shakers. It was like a social club, right?
Yeah, and they all died.
They did. That's why I really don't like this idea. But I have on my person right now about 500 gold and change, and I'm a noble. And no one knows me yet. Yet.
So what are you suggesting?
I might be able to introduce myself as a recruit and get us an in.
Maybe not here.
That's definitely a risky maneuver.
The constables know me, but everybody else doesn't really seem to.
During the speech doesn't seem
And
like the
that's
time.
not-
why
yeah,
I
not
should
here and
be
now.
mayor. Yes, mayor done for you.
Get off the stage!
They
it's
all
time for
start
everyone to
leaving. So the exodus of the stage begins, and they sort of start filing backwards through the town. There's a huge escort train of guards clearing the streets, making sure nobody's walking down.
I would like to
know.
try and stealthily tail. What was the guy's name? Adderson. I'd like to stealthily tail out Adderson.
It won't be too hard because they're basically all leaving down the street, and the guards are keeping them surrounded as they walk back towards what looks like City Hall.
So I probably wouldn't have to roll for it or roll
No,
for it.
I mean there's a huge press of people following.
All right,
them.
so fuck it. All right, so before I go, I look to these guys. I go, okay, if you want to find a way to introduce yourselves, do it. I'm going to tail Adderson and see where he goes.
I'll stick with Gwen so she doesn't get stabbed.
I appreciate that.
Yes. You, Grace, you're with me.
Yeah.
All right.
Good. Dirk, make sure he
Alright.
doesn't get stabbed.
Dirk, watch my back. You're with me.
No promises.
Sort of walks with you.
Xavier, make sure Dirk doesn't get stabbed.
As you follow the procession,
No
it
promises.
sort of snakes through the city, winding around.
Just like
of the
coincidentally.
blocks. Coincidentally.
It coils around City Hall, no big deal.
So, it stops, oddly enough, at one city, and you see it says Adderson Investments, and he sort of stops
For some
and he
reason,
goes.
the S in the sign is a big
Yes,
snake.
this is a snake.
It's Adderson.
So he sort of goes into the building, and they sort of wait with the procession for a minute, and then he sort of comes back out, and it looks like he's wearing different clothes. He changed his clothes, which seems unnecessary. And
Costume change mid-speech. Wow.
well, they're not doing the speech. So they sort of head back towards City Hall, and once it gets towards the gates of City Hall, the guards just sort of form into smash into a line, and they head in. And as you're going by City Hall, you notice that there's another speech for another mayoral candidate going on off to the side. Seems
Election
like,
season.
yeah.
I look to Dirk and go,
Okay, you gather intel on that one. I'm going to try and tail Adderson into City Hall. We'll rendezvous out front here in about an hour.
All right.
Yeah. And if you're in trouble, just yell, "There's a lot of potential here." That's all.
There's a lot of potential here.
Yeah, just yell it at the top of your lungs.
Yeah, but you didn't think that's not true.
And he just sort of turns and walks away.
Man, I really hope that guy remembers that.
Oh, we're never seeing him again.
Yeah.
I'd like to try and stealth my way with the procession into the crowd, like just blending in as though, I'm totally supposed to be here, kind of thing.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough. Okay.
Might as well give it a shot.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Disadvantage out the wazoo. Here we go.
All right. So they have a 19, and you're gonna have disadvantage, just because there's a line of guards, and getting between a line of guards and pretending like you're with them is gonna be pretty rough.
And what did you say they rolled?
19.
Oh, motherfucker. All right, hang on a second.
It's a tough roll to make.
20.
20 with disadvantage?
Yeah, because I rolled a 17 the first time, and then I rolled a 10 this time, and I have a 6 for stealth plus my wisdom, which is 4. So
Yeah,
20.
that's not bad. Yep.
All right,
So you sort of push past, and as you do, you sort of straighten your collar, and you sort of, and as one of the guard guys steps out and pushes somebody back, like cross-checks them back into the crowd, you just sort of slide in between the spear and the spear of the next guy.
I do like a flash of the bad, but with the royal decree, just like real quick, like
Yeah.
in and out, and then
And just sort of blend in.
Yeah.
So now you're in City Hall, which seems to open up into a large room where they're patting. Right now they're patting down the mayor for weapons or whatever. And it goes on to a large gathering hall where there's a bunch of seats, sort of like a congressional room. And then there seems to be chambers for each of the members.
can I? Am I near? Am I near this guy?
You can be. You can move up if you want.
I would
to.
like to- I'd
They're
like to-
right now getting frisked or whatever for the.
I'd like to approach him for conversation.
Okay.
Just
so,
friendly conversation.
Yeah, so there's a couple of guards there, and they're just patting him down, and he's on the other side waiting for Adderson to go through. So what do you want to say to the mayor?
I want to.
Or you want to talk to
Yeah, I'm trying to
Adderson?
think. Do I talk to Adderson or do I talk to the mayor? Out of character.
Go straight for the Adderson. I
Okay.
think so.
Yeah. All right. I
We got your number,
suspicious.
bub. And then he just kills you. Like all of his guards.
I want to walk up next to Adderson and kind of give him a nudge and be like,
Act like a business
a
partner.
lot of security, huh? What do you think?
Well, make a lot of enemies when you make a lot of money.
Oh boy, do I know the feeling.
They say fill a palace with enough jade and gold and nobody can protect it.
Yeah, except for the people.
Do you
on the
believe that's
inside.
true?
All I know is that money talks and bullshit gets on the next caravan.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to take things into your own hands. And he sort of puts his arms up and turns, and somebody pats him down, and then pulls out a sack of money, and then pours it out on a tray, shakes it, and then pours it back in the bag, and attaches it back to his waistband.
So, I represent a very wealthy set of clientels. You could say I'm a broker.
And he just
of
stops,
sorts.
and he's like, "Yes."
Yes. You could almost say that I'm a sort of deals broker, the middleman, if you will.
Middleman. Well, let me speak to the top guy.
Oh, but to speak to the top guy, you got to talk to me.
Ah, that's why you're the middleman.
Right, that's how this works. I forgot.
I like this. This is some fucking subterfuge right here. So yeah,
He says, I happen to be representing a very wealthy noble who's in town for a short period of time.
Ah, well,
I'd be very interested in arranging a meeting between the two of you. For a nominal
yes.
fee, of course.
we can set up an appointment at my offices.
Good. How does this afternoon sound?
And he goes, Catherine, and sort of a lady steps out, and she has her hair like piled on top of her head in braids, and she's like, "Well, I can quill you in maybe, let's say, in about 6 hours."
I'll tell you
He
what.
has a meeting first.
If you put us in front of that meeting, I'll guarantee your ROI will triple no matter what your investment is.
We already have it at 300%. It's a bold claim, sir.
How would you like a 600 to 900% ROI?
That's unheard of.
I am talking about unheard of wealth from faraway lands that you've never heard of.
Well, doesn't hurt.
And can't possibly verify.
What if I told you it was unverifiable? What?
What if I told you that you'd be getting into a market that no one in this Commonwealth knows about?
What if I told you it was an opportunity that's so incredible, it's impossible to believe?
so I have a bridge in China that I'd like you to buy.
Well, I can pencil you in for, let's say, 5 o'clock.
What time is it now?
Like noonish?
It's a little afternoon.
If you don't mind me asking, because my client is a very busy type and would want to know who we're going in after. Who is the appointment beforehand? If that's not too rude to ask.
The appointment beforehand?
Yeah.
That is actually with the mayor Dunn himself.
Oh. Yeah, I've noticed that you're kind of taking the role of a financial advisor here.
Well, he's advising the mayor, and the mayor has been making quite a bit of money. He wants the town, rightly so, to make that much money, because if the mayor can make that much money and the whole town can make that much money and everybody wants more money,
I kind of want to try and roll a charisma check to do a
You
Matthew
sound like you would
McConaughey.
like more money.
Be like, fuck the clients. Like, your only concern is putting meat on the table, like that whole bit. But like, I wonder what that would even entail.
She's just the secretary, so she's not really.
All right, so he turns back to God, I keep forgetting this guy's name. Sorry, Adderson? Yeah, right. So I turn back to Adderson and say, you know, the corporation I represent is vast and reaching, and we are always looking for new expansion opportunities.
Yes, I look forward to talking to you about it. But I have to go to church, as they say.
Say no more.
And he sort of
Please say more. It was very ambiguous.
He hefts his sack of gold, and he smiles to you, and he sort of puts it in his belt as he flaps his cape and starts walking.
And he says, "Oh, and one more thing."
So one of the ladies stops you and goes to pat you down.
And he puts a hand up in front of one of the ladies and says,
Adderson, you might want to be careful who you flaunt that money around in this city.
and he looks at him and goes,
People might get jealous.
Wow, how's that for a reveal? What's going to happen in this meeting? Who's this mysterious new broker? And why do I keep asking you so many questions? Never fear, answers are coming next time on Fetch Quest.